Hello, can you hear me? How do I sound? Am I loud or am I quiet? Compared to the game? So I'm louder than all that? So louder than that smashing you hear? I mean, I think you should be able to hear me over the smashing. Does it? Hold on. Let me see what happens if I do this. Do 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 do. So I'm talking at a level. I'm talking at a level. This is the level that I'm talking at. Okay. Alright, can you hear me now? Or how loud am I compared to the game? You said you can't hear me? It's really quiet now? Okay, thank you. That's what I was asking. Dee-bee-dee-bee-dee-bee-dee. Alright, how about now? Compared to the smashing that you hear, how loud am I? Okay, I want it to be a little louder. Alright, now I have adjusted the mic level again. This is the setting that we were on at the very beginning. Yep. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
This is what yours is.
Oh, I know. I don't know how to change that. Okay. You can slump in the couch now if you want to. You can watch me if you want. Welcome to the adventures of Blacksmith. Note the character's name. Is just Smith. The origin of this name was that I wanted to be like a strength character because I couldn't decide, and then I saw like barbarian class. Oh yeah, I haven't played Demon Souls, but I've played every other Souls game. Bloodborne's my favorite. But I put a lot more time into regular Dark Souls, just because I didn't have a PlayStation for the longest time. But oh yeah, and but also for the same reason I haven't played Demon Souls. I played Bloodborne before on my cousin's PS4, but that's how I got my stuff done. there. But I've already run through the beginning here. I forgot what I was talking about entirely. Good lord. What time is it? I don't even know. It's 2:46. Yeah, I ran through, just observing. Oh no, this is probably this is bad. There's no jump. I don't know why I did that. I was just observing how nice it is, like trying to see where things are being taken graphically, I guess, in terms of the Dark Souls experience. I mean, I know this is Demon Souls and it's an old game, but it's supposed to be like revamped and all new and stuff, right? I'm not sure. I've maintained almost complete blindness in terms of like the content that's going on. I don't know anything about Demon Souls other than that it is the predecessor to Dark Souls, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Not just the first one, but the entire series. Even Dark Souls 2. I love Dark Souls 2. But I'll still agree it's the runt of the litter. Every Bloodborne fan is just like really down bad for another Bloodborne game. Like either a remake or a sequel. I think a lot of people would prefer a remake, considering like the story in Bloodborne is fine. Like it doesn't really need a sequel, but it could use some expansion. In the sense that, like, well, for one, the Old Hunters DLC is awesome. It's just really great content all around, but also that not only was the DLC, but also many parts of the main game didn't get completed. Like they were done for whatever reason. I don't remember because I'm just playing Demon Souls and not on the internet reading information. But I'm excited to see what is included in this game because knowing our Lord Miyazaki, like it's probably pretty good. So I'm excited. Already, like the artwork that's going on here is fantastic. This is a really cool hub area. I think I remember hearing the Nexus being the favorite of the Dark Souls hubs. I don't know if that is a correct rumor that I remember, like if my memory is correct, but I might be inclined to believe that if my standards that have been set are kept. In other words, if it continues to be really freaking cool, then it may end up being my favorite hub area. I don't know, the Hunter's Dream is really cool, but it's also very small. But that also kind of is a little symbolic in itself. And I don't want to sit here and just talk about Bloodborne while playing Demon Souls. I'm supposed to be enjoying this. There's a lot of really interesting differences that I've noticed already. Right now, it seems like, I don't know, I'm in a cursed state or something similar from like Dark Souls 1, when you would get cursed and you lose half your health until you cleanse your curse. But in this case, it's until you recover your corporeal body, right? This item on the ground here looks really cool. I love the way it looks with its little floaty thing going around, and the colors. It's appealing to my eyes. So is that chandelier. How am I meant to get down from here? Am I meant to drop onto the stairs? Considering that, or trying to see if I can drop onto like that ledge there, but I feel like I might end up... So rolling over gaps has been interesting. It seems like I can roll over gaps. I was trying to jump over a gap before, and I ended up rolling over it, and it was kind of bizarre. So I feel like if I roll off of this, I'm just going to go there, to that ledge, and not down there. So this is probably the safe route. It was interesting when I first came here, and I saw all these messages, right? And these messages are really different from messages from other games. First of all, these messages aren't staying here. Like, earlier I went up to like one of the side areas that kind of doesn't really have anything. I think like over there or something. Or maybe over there. But there was a message that said, "Get good." And I was like, huh. I realized then that the messaging system seems to be more open than others. I haven't like tried to access it. I don't know if you need like a soapstone or if it's just built in. But it's interesting the messages that I'm seeing here. But also like they don't stay here. They disappear. After I liked the "Get good" message, I looked away for a second to talk to my wife, and then I looked back and I was like, oh, it's gone. And then I turn around and then there's a different message like in the middle of the room, and it said, "I'm lost." And I thought that was funny. But then there's also this over here that I found was really interesting. Also, like, yeah, like that messaging is really fluid. It's also using fine and foul as the wording there, which I think Bloodborne also uses, but Dark Souls does not. I don't remember what the wording was in Dark Souls. It's been a while. But I don't remember it being fine and foul. I thought that was like part of the kind of the gothic thematic wording that was going on for Bloodborne. So that's interesting. But also there's like a bunch of tidbits of information here that I don't think other games ever really told you. Oh, so this is called Soul Form. It's not a curse, but maybe it's a similar effect, or maybe it's like when I'm in soul form, I'm confined to the Nexus or something. I don't know. I haven't really explored much of what's going on yet. I only had the idea to start going live or recording or whatever. After I got up here and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I have a lot of reactions to these things. Maybe people would want to listen to me talk about nonsense for a while. See, I don't really know what kind of content people really want to watch. I only really know what I like to watch. Oh, hello. I haven't seen you before. Did you just smile at me? You have like ambient facial expressions that are going on that are outside of your speech? That's one thing I've noticed is like there's facial animations going on. I don't even think Elden Ring has facial animations going on. So that's interesting. And I wonder, See, I didn't look into who actually developed this, but um, it's interesting why FromSoft would go with the facial expressions for Demon Souls and not for Elden Ring, especially because Elden Ring came out after Demon Souls, right? The remake. I'm not sure, or at least I don't remember. That's how I remember it happening, um, because I didn't have a PlayStation at the time, so I kind of put Demon Souls in the back burner of my mind. I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever. um, because like if I got a PlayStation, the first thing I would do is play Bloodborne, anyways. Um, but now I've got around to Demon Souls again, so I'm excited. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, facial expressions, and like I'm gonna stop talking and just talk to this person.
How has this happened? Has God abandoned us for King Allant, failing to show proper respect? Oh, Mbassa. Oh, Mbassa.
Hmm. It's interesting that they refer to their deity specifically as God, and not as like a named deity, or rather, like the deity is named as God. Howdy, friend. I am currently streaming some Bloodborne. I mean, Demon Souls. I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm high. I'm just like going on and ranting about like the interesting things I'm finding, and I'll probably just like cut this bit into a video where I go back and do the same thing later after you go to sleep or something. But now it is time for Men in Black, correct? There you go.
I had to go to 3 places.